Good morning, afternoon, or evening for all of you out there in Spanish 3 land. This is Mr. Moore coming at you with another screencast for this next week's information. We have some other things that obviously are being sent out via email, some different resources that you can utilize and help you get ready for the week. If you miss a day, this is a great resource as well. And just like to go take a little bit of time right now to do some pronunciation and explain a few items for vocabulary as well as some of the grammar. Fortunately, this is going to be a little bit shorter because there's not as much material. A little bit shorter vocabulary list, and what I think is a pretty exciting and also kind of easy grammar tool to be able to talk about the future tense. So that's a positive, and we'll just jump right into it. Here we go. First one, the technology-based vocab for this week, el aparato eléctrico. All right, this is just an electrical appliance or electric apparatus. Botar is to get rid of something. I don't know that this is the correct derivation, but a bota is a boot, so you could think of it as giving it the boot, getting rid of it, okay? El carro eléctrico is an electric car. A lot of these you can figure out on your own. Desarrollar is to develop. Descubrir is to discover. Destruir, to destroy. La energía nuclear, again, a lot of these you can figure out on your own. Obviously, nuclear energy. La energía solar, solar energy. El porvenir, kind of a tougher one to figure out. It means the future. And if you look at it, you have the verb venir, which is to come. You have por, which is for. So the for to come, that which will arrive. Okay, so that's how they create the word for future. So in Spanish, future is technically a compound word. Something to think about. Okay, talking about responsibilities, things one has to do. Deben, of course, they should. It's a conjugation verb deber, to should or to ought to do something. So they should or they ought to. Es nuestra responsabilidad. It's our responsibility. Es nuestro deber. It's something we should do. Estamos obligados a. All right. We are obligated to, or it's our obligation to. IK is, the literal translation is one must, but a lot of times people talk about it when they're telling someone to do something like, hay que estudiar más, you should study more. It really translates to one must, study more. And then nos toca a nosotros, it's our turn. Literal translation, it touches us to us, which is a weird way to put that. But you'll see some other repeat phrases from last year, like me toca a mí, it's my turn. Te toca a ti, it's your turn. So nos toca a nosotros, it's our turn. So it's talking about turns in that case. Anyways, that's our vocab list for this week, and obviously we'll be practicing it a little bit more on Tuesday through Thursday, possibly a little bit on Monday as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at our grammar for this week. Here we go. So talking about future events and responsibilities kind of makes sense if you consider what our vocab was as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. This first tool is a great tool. Okay, the future tense, I'm kind of excited because it's the first verb conjugation style thing with which we can work that you don't have to drop the AR, ER, IR. Everything you've been taught up to this point has always been drop the AR and add this, drop the ER and add this, drop the IR and add this. Well, we're throwing that all out the window when we're talking about the future tense. And so now we're still going to add endings based on yo, tu, el, usted, but now we're keeping the infinitive intact and adding our ending to the end of it. So that's something that's a little bit new. The future tense is formed by taking, whoops, of course I would do that. Sorry about that, and show, and here, technical difficulties. There we go. The future tense is formed by taking future stem and adding the future endings, all of which have an accent mark, except the nosotros form. The infinitive serves as the future stem for most verbs, okay? So almost all the verbs are just going to have the whole infinitive plus these endings. There is a list of irregulars. That's actually on the next slide. There's always a bunch of irregulars, right? And that's going to be viewed similar to vocabulary, something that one must memorize. Anyways, your endings, if you want to talk about the future tense, are as, a, hemos, es, and on. And these all will just get tacked on to the end. For example, the verb viajar, which many of you should know means to travel. So the yo form, I will travel, is going to be viajaré. You will travel, viajarás. He or she, or you formal, will travel, viajará. We will travel, viajaremos. You all will travel, y'all will travel, the informal you all, viajaréis. And then they'll travel, or you all formal will travel, is of course viajarán. So that's just an example, and we will obviously talk about more. Now, here's the interesting thing. No difference between the ARs, ERs, and IRs. So we're going to show you a lot of different exceptions and irregulars, but know this: whether it's AR, ER, or IR, they'll all have these same endings tacked on to the infinitive. So as you can see, there's a little mixture. You have some E's and you've got some A's in there. So that kind of makes sense a little bit too. Obviously going to practice that a lot in class. Moving to the next slide. Now we're looking at our irregulars. I told you it was a significant bunch of irregulars here, okay? So instead of I'm just going to give an example for each one. Decir is to say or to tell, right? So if I will say or I will tell, it's not deciré, it's diré. So that's sort of an irregular stem in the future tense. Haber, to have had done something. I will have had done something. That's a weird one to say, but it's habré, not haberé. I will do or I will make is haré, not haceré. Querer, to want or to love. If you want to say I will want or I will love something, it's querré, not quereré. I will know is sabré, not saberé. I will leave is saldré, not saliré. I will be able to is podré, as opposed to podere, all right? To put or to place, so I will put or I will place something is pondré, not poneré. I will come is vendré. I will have, tendré. I will cost, that makes no sense there, but we'll talk about different conjugations of that later. Valeré, or it will cost, valerá, etc. Okay, let's go ahead and just wrap things up real quick in just one moment. Very good. Sorry about the glitch there. It appears as though we had a little computer glitch there, but all fixed up now. I believe that's the whole thing. Yes, we are all set. Okay, some of you are probably wondering about vocabulary or about extra credit. There will be an extra credit opportunity this week, but it's not going to be a video-based one. So if you watch the video looking for the extra credit, thinking, these people are getting extra credit all the time, I need to watch the video, I'm sorry about today, but I promise you it'll be made up in future videos and also in class this week too. So hope you learned a little something. Hope all is treating you well, and we'll see you all in class next time. Ciao.